right, let's also touch on the risk of taking on a business venture that you do not understand.
Well,
or maybe because it's now popular.
sure. That's a common one, and quite a number of people do not call it a risk. Um, Incidentally, many people don't consider that a risk. Say, hey, okay, you are still looking for this money. You are making money, cover. Look at these people. They enter oil. Look at the kind of money they are carrying. This person imported a cement, one shipload of cement. He has become a billionaire. You never imported cement. You do not know that cement will turn to a concrete if rain beat it. You don't have a warehouse to install a cement. You just landed a shipload of cement. You need to evacuate it from the port. You now begin to see the number of risks that you have exposed yourself into. This is one of the things that many business people do. Never sit down to study the business they are going into. They are just only motivated that people are making money into that business, but they never knew all that is involved. Like I was saying, if you are in a cement business and you cannot keep it dry, all you get is a bulk of concrete that is useless. You will never be any useful for. You can't, break it to it is a concrete that you can't even carry when it's congealed. So you need to sit down and, in fact, what we say in business, if you don't understand any business, I will simply advise you, please stay away from it.
No
There's,
matter who is doing it.
it doesn't matter the kind of money people are doing. Don't just go do what you do not know or understand because other people are making money from it. You are walking blindly, and you will fall inside a big dish. Don't, no matter the temptation of the excitement of what those people are doing, take your time to study it. Be sure you understand it, you analyze it well before you take a plunge. If you don't want to do that, in business terminology, we will say you learn in a hard way because your school fees is going to be very expensive. You lose all the capital.
I think it's also important to talk about mentorship in business. If you want to run a business, have somebody who has already gone ahead of you. Do you have people like that are under you and those that you probably have looked up to in the past?
Yeah, a lot of people actually never believe that mentorship is important. But I believe that mentorship or apprenticeship for me is the best business school you can go because you are learning hands on or you are learning from an authentic teacher. Most of the people in school, with utmost respect for most of the professors, but quite a number of them are fake teachers. When somebody is teaching you what he does not practice, why do you have to trust him and believe him? If you read the book of Robert Kiyosaki explained when he eventually went to school. I can't remember this terminology, what the teacher was teaching him. He asked the teacher, am I really going to need this in life? The teacher said, no. He said, why do you teach it? He said, because it's in the curriculum. He said, have you used it? The teacher says, no. He said, so why are you teaching it to me? He said, because it is part of the things that I am supposed to do to teach it to you. So, you see, there are a lot of things we learn in school that are not profitable for us. It's just like it's part of the course that need to be taught. Therefore, we must spend time to learn them. But whether they are applicable to our life, that we may ever have use of it, but you spend time and you have to pass it for you to graduate in the school and you learn it, but it is something you are never going to put use. But if you go to authentic teacher, he's not going to be teaching you things that are not, you are never going to use. He will be teaching you things you need on a day-to-day, because he's teaching you practical things to what you are doing that can bring result. So he's not trying to,
And he's giving you practical exams as well, yes.
intellectualism and knowledge that are not useful to you. He is going to be telling you these things you are going into, this is the way it works. So everything that surrounds that thing is what he will be giving you. And everything is telling you is what he has done or what he's doing.
And it's yielding results.
So these are, for me, real teachers, But when people tell you what they read in the book, they haven't tried it, they haven't practiced it, they have not intention to practice it in future, they also know you may not necessarily need it. It's a fake teacher.
One of my mentees will say to me, how come they don't teach us how to make money in school? I mean, you read a lot of books and you write a lot of exams, so many exams. The rate of unemployment is alarming. And I gave her an example. This was a conversation not so long ago. And I said, imagine if 10 students graduate, 5 students have already decided that they would create jobs, become entrepreneurs, and the other 5 would join a company. But then the situation of things currently is, out of the 10 that are graduating, you see maybe just 1 or 2 that will say to themselves, oh, I'm going to now become an entrepreneur. Would the 8 people join 2? And then we have another set of 10 that are graduating. 5, if 5 says, oh, they're also going to become entrepreneurs, then you're giving an opportunity for the other 5 to find where to work. But now we're seeing a situation where more people graduating are more bent on saying to themselves, I'd rather go work, somewhere else. So what's your take on this, particularly when it comes to building your entrepreneurial venture? Because, of course, I've heard you say something during the course of our conversations. You said when you're an employee, somebody else is bearing the risk for you. But as an employer, you're the one bearing the risk for somebody else.
It's a culture issue. The culture has conditioned us to go to school and get a job. An average man, even in Africa, will tell his son, go to school, get good grade, and get government job. He's not even saying get a job, get government job. Because he wants you to get government job where you can operate at a mediocre level, and that job will accommodate you. They are not preparing their children to compete, to be the best that they can be, and that the world offered an opportunity for you to differentiate yourself. So those children went to school focusing to come out and get a government job that will guarantee income and keep them comfortable at a middle class level and become a slave to the system of the government. I think today that it will not be bad, in my honest opinion, that the lecturers and different institutions should engage practical business people that are authentic, that have had a result, to come and share with students, whether it is quarterly or bi-monthly, or find a way to integrate it in their curriculum. Because you can't expect a teacher to teach you that, because you do not know If he is going to tell you anything, he's just going to speak from intellectual conception. And if you ask him question, he's totally at loss because he has no reference point to say this is what it is. But if you see a man who have done the thing, practicalize it, you can throw in any question. He will tell you, oh, when I meet this, this is how I handle it. When I meet this. Because even people who go to business school, you will still find out that after all the things you've learned in a business school, when you come out in the real world, I do tell people that, going to school and studying business is like watching football in a television. You just say, look at this user's boy, look at the internet, look at what he did with the ball. Everybody is a coach. If you watch ball from the television, you will see internet. You will see how useless that guy is. When you enter the field, you will see that that angle you are seeing from camera is not the same in a real field. You will find that the field is slippery. You will find that to run from one end of the field to the other end, you are already losing breath. But all of these things you don't see in a television. Television gives you a different perspective. So by television, everybody is coach, including my wife. And she may never have played soccer one day in her life, but he sees empty net and see how you look at this Okocha. Look at the net. Look at what you did. You have missed 5 goals. So all of us are good coaches watching television, watching football from television. But when you get to the real field, then you will appreciate a genuine coach. Every other person that is coaching on television is a fake coach because he had never played. He had never run on the field. But the coach that is in the field run the same rate the players are running up and down. He goes end this way, the other end, you can see hole and say this. He has played before. He knew what it takes. He know when a player is exhausted, when he need to make a change. And that's why if you find a good coach, he know what to do to change the tie, and the magic will be done because he can read the game and know when he need to strengthen some weak area that will bring the result that is required.
All right, thank you very much for your time. I think you've really shared a lot of insightful knowledge and tips with us on risk management and entrepreneurship. And I especially like the fact that you're also employing the educational system, in Nigeria, Africa, and around the world to sort of start engaging practical business entrepreneurs who would come and teach us what they will probably not learn off, bookshelves. Thank you so much for joining us on Business Insights with Irene.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
Thank you.
Being here with you, Allen.
Definitely. Thank you.